The Enchanted Friendship of Tinker Bell and the Flower Fairy. Once upon a time, in the heart of a lush, enchanted forest, there lived a spirited fairy named Tinker Bell. She was known far and wide for her talent in crafting the most delicate and beautiful things out of the forest's treasures. Tinker Bell's best friend was a gentle flower fairy named Lily, whose laughter could be heard dancing through the petals of every blossom. One sunny morning, as Tinker Bell and Lily were playing among the flowers, they heard a faint cry for help. Following the sound, they discovered a group of young animals trapped in a thicket. Unable to free themselves, with Tinker Bell's clever tools and Lily's soothing magic, they quickly rescued the animals, who were ever so grateful. As they continued their day, Tinker Bell noticed that Lily seemed a bit sad. When asked, Lily confessed that she longed to have a special talent like Tinker Bell's, something that would make her stand out in the fairy world. Touched by her friend's feelings, Tinker Bell decided to teach Lily how to craft tiny flower crowns, using her own skills to guide her. Under Tinker Bell's patient guidance, Lily's talent blossomed like the flowers in their forest. Soon, Lily was creating the most intricate and stunning flower crowns, each one more beautiful than the last. The other fairies in the forest marveled at Lily's newfound talent, and she became known as the Flower Crown Fairy. One day, a great festival was held in the forest to celebrate the beauty of nature. Tinker Bell and Lily were asked to create decorations for the event, and they worked tirelessly, their creations bringing joy to all who saw them. At the festival, Lily's flower crowns were the highlight, adorning the heads of fairies and animals alike, their colors and fragrances filling the air with magic. As the festival came to an end, Tinker Bell hugged Lily. Feeling proud of her friend's accomplishments, Lily thanked Tinker Bell for believing in her and helping her discover her own special talent. From then on, Tinker Bell and Lily continued to explore the wonders of the forest together, their friendship and creativity bringing magic to all who knew them. And so, in the heart of the enchanted forest, the tale of Tinker Bell and the Flower Fairy became a legend, inspiring all who heard it to believe in the magic within themselves. The Web of Justice, the Origin of Spider-Man. Once upon a time, in the bustling city of New York, there lived a young man named Peter Parker. Peter was a brilliant scientist who had always been fascinated by spiders. He spent hours studying their behavior and physiology, marveling at their agility and strength. One day, while attending a science exhibit on genetic engineering, Peter was bitten by a radioactive spider. At first, he didn't think much of it, but soon he began to notice some strange changes in his body. He found that he could climb walls with ease. His reflexes were incredibly sharp, and he had gained incredible strength. Realizing that the spider bite had somehow given him superhuman abilities, Peter decided to use his newfound powers to help others. He crafted a suit that resembled a spider, complete with web shooters that he designed himself. With his new suit and powers, Peter became the masked hero, known as Spider-Man. As Spider-Man, Peter swung through the city, using his powers to stop criminals and save lives. He became a symbol of hope and justice, admired by many for his selfless actions. However, being Spider-Man wasn't easy. Peter had to balance his life as a superhero with his responsibilities as a student and a friend. He also faced many challenges and enemies, including the villainous Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus. Despite the dangers, Peter continued to fight for what was right, knowing that with great power comes great responsibility. And so the legend of Spider-Man grew. inspiring others to be brave and stand up for justice, just like their friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. The Legend of Moana, a tale of bravery and friendship. Once upon a time, on a beautiful tropical island, there lived a young girl named Moana. She was the daughter of the chief, and she loved her island home, but she felt a deep connection to the ocean that surrounded them. One day, the island was struck by a terrible curse. The coconut trees withered, the fish disappeared from the sea, and the crops failed. The villagers were worried, and Moana knew that she had to do something to save her home. Moana went to the ocean and asked for help. To her surprise, the ocean itself responded, revealing that an ancient artifact, the heart of Te Fiti, had been stolen. Without it, the curse would never be lifted. Determined to save her island, Moana set out on a daring journey across the ocean. She faced many challenges, including a band of pirates and a storm that nearly destroyed her boat, but with the help of the demigod Maui, who had stolen the heart of Te Fiti, Moana was able to retrieve the artifact and restore it to its rightful place. As the curse was lifted, the island bloomed once again. The trees bore fruit, the fish returned to the sea, and the villagers rejoiced. Moana had saved her home and learned that she was destined for greatness. From that day on, Moana became the chief of her village, guiding her people with wisdom and courage. And though she had many more adventures, she always remembered the lesson she had learned, that the ocean was not just a barrier, but a friend and ally to all who respected it. And so the story of Moana became legend, a tale of bravery, friendship, and the power of the ocean to heal and restore. The 12 Princesses and the Thunderstorm. Once upon a time, in a kingdom surrounded by towering mountains and lush forests, there lived a king with his 12 daughters. These princesses were known throughout the land for their beauty, grace, and love for dancing. One night, a great thunderstorm swept across the kingdom, with lightning flashing and thunder rumbling, like the growls of an angry giant. The king, worried about his daughters, called for them to come to the safety of the castle. But the princesses, stubborn and adventurous, refused to heed his call. Instead, they slipped out of the castle under the cover of darkness, their eyes sparkling with excitement. They were determined to dance in the storm. They believed it would bring them luck and joy. The princesses danced through the forest, their dresses swirling around, them like leaves caught in the wind. Lightning illuminated their path, casting eerie shadows on the trees. Thunder boomed overhead, but the princesses laughed and twirled, their spirits undaunted. As the storm raged on, the princesses came upon a clearing bathed in moonlight. There, they danced with wild abandon, their laughter mingling with the sound of raindrops on leaves. But as the night wore on, the storm grew fiercer, and the princesses began to feel a sense of unease. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck a nearby tree, splitting it in two. The princesses gasped in fear and clung to each other, realizing the danger they were in. They knew they had to return to the safety of the castle before it was too late. With their hearts pounding, the princesses hurried back through the forest, the storm raging around them. Lightning flashed, illuminating the path ahead, and thunder roared, shaking the ground beneath their feet. But the princesses pressed on, their fear giving way to determination. Finally, they reached the castle and rushed inside, their dresses soaked and their hair tangled. The king, relieved to see them safe, scolded them for their recklessness. But the princesses only smiled, for they knew that despite the danger, They had shared a night of adventure and sisterly love that they would never forget. From that day on, whenever a thunderstorm swept across the kingdom, the princesses would gather in the castle and dance together, their laughter mingling with the sound of thunder, a testament to their bravery and bond as sisters. Dora's Lost City Adventure. Once upon a time, in the colorful world of Dora the Explorer, Dora and Boots set out Vivi on a thrilling adventure to find the lost city of gold. Armed with their map and backpack, they were ready to face any challenge that came their way. Their journey began in the lush green jungle, where they encountered friendly animals and tricky obstacles. With the help of their friends, including Benny the Bull and Isa the Iguana, they crossed rivers and climbed mountains, always getting closer to their goal. As they ventured deeper into the jungle, they stumbled upon a mysterious temple. Inside, they found ancient puzzles and traps that tested their courage and wits. But Dora, with her clever thinking, and Boots, with his brave heart, overcame each challenge, inching closer to the lost city. Finally, after a long and exciting journey, they reached the lost city of gold. It was a magnificent sight, with shining buildings and golden statues. But their adventure was far from over, as they soon discovered that the city was guarded by a mischievous fox named Swiper. Determined to protect the city, Swiper challenged Dora and Boots to a series of games. With each game, they earned the respect of Swiper and the right to explore the city further. In the heart of the city, they found a magical fountain that granted them a wish. Dora selflessly wished for peace and happiness for all, and in an instant, the city glowed with a warm, golden light. As they bid farewell to the lost city and their new friend Swiper, Dora and Boots knew that their adventure had not only been about finding treasure, but also about friendship, courage, and kindness. And they couldn't wait for their next adventure to begin. With a smile on their faces and a song in their hearts, Dora and Boots set out Vivi on a thrilling adventure to find the lost city of gold. Cinderella and the Zombie Ball. The kingdom is preparing for a grand ball to celebrate Cinderella and the prince's wedding. The guests arrive, including dignitaries from other lands. As the ball is in full swing, the peaceful evening is shattered by the sound of screams. Zombies burst into the ballroom, attacking guests and causing chaos. Despite the danger, Cinderella remains calm and takes charge. She helps guests find shelter and organizes a defense against the zombies. Cinderella realizes that the zombies are being controlled by a powerful necromancer who seeks to overthrow the kingdom. She must find a way to stop him. Cinderella confronts the necromancer in a dramatic showdown. With the help of the prince and her friends, she defeats him and breaks the spell, freeing the zombies from his control. With the kingdom safe once more, Cinderella and the prince decide to use their wedding celebration to honor those who fought bravely against the zombies, turning the event into a symbol of hope and unity. This story could be filled with suspense, action, and moments of bravery, showing Cinderella's strength and leadership in the face of adversity.